What kind of society legalises death and calls it compassion? That's the question Britain must now face. I'm Paul Coleman, Executive Director of ADF International, where we defend the right to life from beginning to end in law, policy and the public square. And right now, in the UK, that right is under serious threat. Last week, Parliament voted in favour of the Ledbetter Bill, a bill to legalise assisted suicide by a narrow margin of 314 votes to 291. The bill, if ultimately enacted, would allow doctors to dispense lethal drugs to patients deemed to have less than 6 months to live. Well, we've seen what happens when death becomes a state-sanctioned solution. The vulnerable, the elderly, disabled or lonely begin to wonder if they're a burden, or worse, if they're expected to die. No so-called safeguard can undo the message this sends that some lives are no longer worth protecting. And it doesn't stop there. The very same week, after just 2 hours of debate, Parliament voted to decriminalise abortion up to birth. The bill would end criminal penalties that have acted as an essential legal backstop against abortion after 24 weeks. While current law already permits abortion at later stages under broad exemptions, this change strips away essential legal protections for fully developed, viable babies. This isn't compassion, it's abandonment disguised as autonomy. And the data is clear, only 1% of British women support abortion through birth, and yet that's now the legal reality. So when you put the pieces together, the trend is clear. From the very start of life to its natural end, we're witnessing a cultural shift away from protecting the vulnerable and towards permitting their elimination. But this should not be considered inevitable. At ADF International, we're fighting for life at every level, supporting pro-life volunteers in UK courts, opposing abortion buffer zones that criminalise peaceful offers of help, working with allies to expose the real risks of assisted suicide, drawing from our international cases to uphold the right to life. Every person has inherent dignity, no matter their age, ability or circumstances, and we will keep defending life even when the culture pushes death. The House of Lords must stop this descent into a culture of death, because real compassion means care, not killing.